I just want to know, like, Sevan, how much free time do you have during the day? Because it was pointed out to me that you haven't not commented on one of my photos on Instagram trolling me in weeks.
So my entire day is circled around my kids.
Yep.
Right? So like I'm at tennis. Well, first of all, the reason I've discovered that that's the greatest way to promote the podcast. Basically, just go to Matt's Instagram account and make a comment about the podcast. I'm like, oh, if I cracked the code. I figured it out. And you've only had to erase one of my posts.
Did I? I mean, I'm not surprised. Yeah, I'm shocked it's not more because you are a pain in the ass. But yeah, I'd be surprised. Probably go back and look. There's probably more that got deleted.
I made a good comment the other day, and
according to who?
According to me.
Okay. Yep.
And I went really big because normally I would just tag you and Josh, but this time I'm like, you know what? I'm going fucking full tilt. I'm going to tag Sammy and O'Keefe too. And the post I made was that people were like, oh, I know what Matt's doing. He's going to take a year off and then come back.
Oh yeah.
And I made a comment that
yeah, shit like that. Don't tag me in that. Because you are projecting your own skill level and your own work ethic. And I remember I've always thought it, and I never said it out loud, and it was actually Josh that said it a while back, where Josh was like, I'm not like you. Like we aren't the same. If I set my mind to it, I'm doing it. And I was like, oh, cool. I've thought that for a while, but I've never said it out loud. So don't project your values onto me, because
do you know what the comment? Do you know what the comment is, Josh, that I made?
That he deleted?
No, the one he's referencing that's getting him all leaning into this camera and shit and getting his deep voice out.
No, so Sevan put up a post and someone was like, oh, Matt's just taking a year off and then he's going to come back next year. And Sevan was like, nope, impossible. You can't take a year off and then come back.
Oh, that's right.
And then he made sure to tag me. Yeah. But yeah, shit like that. Like, I've just stopped opening any DM from you because I'm like half the time it's good, half the time it's like some backhanded shit that he's trying to get a rise out of me, and I'm like, no, like you are the.
That's discipline, Matt. You're so disciplined.
He's not like you. He's not like you, Sevan. He's better than you.
Why would I keep showing up to something that's not a positive impact on my day? Like, no, I've cut people out of my life for like way shorter stints of like getting me riled up. It's like, no, why would I want that in my day to day?
Hey, Sevan, did you hear what he just said?
I did. I think it's pretty
directly to you.
I think basically what he's saying is like when you say to someone, I've killed people for less.
No, I
do a podcast with a guy that go ahead.
It's the same thing as like when you text me the other day and you're like, you need to do this. And my first response is like, A, I don't need to do a fucking thing. B,
I must have missed that one.
I got it.
If you had asked me politely, I probably would have made that change because I didn't know that I was doing it incorrectly. But because of the tone and the attitude you just brought to me, I'm going to fucking leave it. And then there's the whole backside of like, I know this isn't coming from you.
Yeah, that one. That's
I hit a nail on the head.
Dude. Out of the park. That was amazing. Hey, hats off to you. That was crazy.
I felt pretty good about that one. I felt pretty good.
That was crazy. And did you see how I handled it?
No.
Well, you should have. It's I acquiesced and humbly so I've made this. When people call me out on something and they're right, especially when they use like their sixth sense, I always like to acknowledge it and never back away from it, because you want to nurture that skill in people, right? I immediately.
You're talking about how you handled it with me directly, like when we were texting.
You fucked me. You fucked me up. You fucked me up, and I wasn't like I didn't go run and hide in the bushes. I was like, I took it straight on the fucking chin. I was like, holy shit.
No, and that's one of those things where like, for anyone listening, it was apparently CrossFit.
Say it.
The F in CrossFit is supposed to be capitalized.
Yes, always.
I didn't know this, and
nor do I care.
So exactly, like,
ooh, you guys are hurting my feelings.
I didn't know, and then on top of it, it's like, well, I don't care. But then, so in my Instagram bio, I have the word CrossFit, or I have 2016 through 2020 CrossFit champion, CrossFit Games champion, and Sevan texted me and was like, "Yo, you need to capitalize the F." And I was like, "What do you capitalize? What F?
I climbed
what are you
up on a ladder
about?"
and I just,
and it was
I took two.
Yeah, I was like, no, like if you would come to me and be like, "Hey, I don't know if you know, but like that F is supposed to be capitalized, or like that's how it's spelt or trademarked or whatever it is," but instead, like a good. Fuck, I don't even want to say it. But you're bringing your old work mentality. You're bringing your old work mentality into our conversation, and you're saying you need to change this. And I
took my testosterone shot, and 5 minutes later, I text Matt.
And then I knew that wasn't coming from you. I knew it wasn't, and I called you out on it. I said, "Hey, if they have a problem with it, they can text me directly."
Capitalizing the F in CrossFit is like saying, "My name's not Joe Dirt, it's Joe Dirte." You know, like, who gives
Don't
a
try
shit?
to church it up, son.
Right, like you're like it's an F in the middle of a word. Why has it got to be capitalized? First of all, this is America, and I do whatever I want. Go ahead, Sevan. Say whatever your stupid ass wants to say right now.
But if I knew, and like if someone came to me and was trying to be helpful or better the situation or whatever it was, I'm the first to admit if I'm wrong.
You capitalize that F right now. You do it.
Yes.
Hey, man,
you're right at
I don't know if you knew this, but like the F is supposed to be capitalized, like whatever. But it's like, you need to change this. And it's like, first off, go fuck yourself.
Savan, you just became part of the... Oh, go ahead. You just became part of the professionally offended.
Oh, you don't capitalize our F in CrossFit.
It didn't come from Sevan.
You can interrupt Matt anytime you want when he's
Sevan.
berating me. You can interrupt. So here's the deal. So when I worked at CrossFit, there was a big concern that we were going to lose the trademark. There was always that was the thing, right? And so it needed to always be spelled exactly the same, and that it was we had the trademark. So I became pathological on the issue. I became obsessed with it, right? Being that I was the head of CrossFit Media. So I needed to make sure that whenever it was spelled was the F. So then the other day, out of the blue, the Dave Castro goes, "Hey, if you really give a fuck about CrossFit, like you walk around like you say you do, you'd fucking unfuck your buddy Fraser who has CrossFit spelt wrong on his Instagram." And so I got all puffy chested and I put my fucking CEO hat on and I said, "Matthew, do you want me to come over to your house and take your phone from you? Or are you going to change that F?" And Matt responds with, "I know that's not coming from you, that's coming from Dave." And I felt my dick shrink inside of me.
But then he said, he's like, "Wait." And it wasn't like, what makes you think that came from Dave? It was like, how did you know that came from Dave? And I was like,
yeah,
you're goddamn right. I fucking knew it.
Because I was proud. I was like excited by it. I was like, oh, this is fucking amazing. What you should be less proud of is the fact that you let Dave, who works at CrossFit, own you, who you got fired from. Sevan, you don't work there anymore. You don't work there anymore. God, let it go, buddy. Do you think I need therapy?
I think you do, man. I think you need to go talk to someone. Not me, but someone.
I'm like a guy who wore my Halloween costume for too long, and now, like, even though I've taken it off, I still think like I'm a dog.
the Hulk.
Yeah, I wore a cop outfit for Halloween. I still think I'm a cop. That was good. Damn, Matt. Is that why you punished us and made me wait till Saturday morning to talk to you? Am I being punished at all?
It's because I was busy.